Hey guys, tribute to the Gabriel here. With the new Flamvells, it came with Hit Arsenal 4. They're pretty cheap, all like $1 for each. I'm gonna explain what they do and why to play them and why not. Got like a few tabs open here. So the first one is Flamvell Hedgehog. It's level 3, tuner, 800-200. If he is destroyed by battle, you can select one card in your opponent's graveyard and remove it from play. If this card is on the field is destroyed by a card effect, select one fire monster with 200 or less defense in your graveyard, except Flamel Hedgehog, and add it to your hand. The reason why I wouldn't play this is because when you are using Fire Dog, you don't want to take this because you can make level 7, but not the new Neo Flamvell Synchro, so it's probably like Black Rose only. His effect is really good, but no. Unless you gotta normal summon it, so you should have to play a more control-based version of Flamel, but it's not that competitive right now, my opinion. The next one, Origin. Yeah, he's cute. Level 2, tuner, 500-200, also a low one. Its effect is if you control the face of Flamel monster except this one, and your opponent has 3 or less cards in their graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand. I think it's again, the effect is okay, but it's there are too many conditions for synchroning this guy. Else you gotta run a total Neo Flamvell deck based type, but I've never seen it, and I don't think it's competitive, really. Well, maybe against a few decks, but Beatdown would kill it every day. Yeah, against the meta it wouldn't do anything. So don't run this one. The next one is Garuda Dragon. Cool artwork, by the way. Level 3, just no tuner, yeah. 1218. I like the defense stats of this one. Its effect is really good, actually. If you want to run some mixed deck about competitive and Flamwell, this one would probably be really good, because during your end phase, if you control another face-up Flamwell monster, you can select one card in your opponent's graveyard and remove it from play. So yeah, it's good, but you gotta run stall cards and whatever to stop your opponent, because else it's just gonna get killed. Level 3 again, so it'll make lots of level 7s again. And Flamels are mainly level 8 guys. Flamel Saber looks like a secret rare. Yeah, level 4, 15, 200. While your opponent has 4 or less cards in their graveyard, this card gains 600 attack, so he'll be on 21. And while your opponent has has 8 or more cards, in his graveyard, it loses 300 attacks. So it will be on 12. I don't like it because it's not a tuner, else you could just pick it up with Fire Dog, make level 8. But it's just a level 4, not really good, actually, because it's also too optional, 8 or more cards. I mean, late game, there are probably 20 cards in his graveyard. You can't remove them all, unless you're playing free of this soul guy, remove 5 cards from your opponent's from either player's graveyard. But again, no. The next one, Flamel Shaman. This guy is not a tuner. He has 17,200, so you can take him up with Rekindling. Really good. If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, while you have 3 or more Flamvell monsters in your graveyard, select one card in your opponent's graveyard and remove it from play. If your opponent does not have any spell cards in their graveyard, when this card activates, inflict 500 damage to the opponent. I think it's really good. I would probably run only this one. I'll make a link to my deck list up here, and you can comment on what you think. This is good because the Synchro needs 1 Pyro monster, and the previous Flamwell's Fire Dog and Magician, they are not Pyros, they are... Yeah, I can't remember. Magician is of course a spellcaster, and I think Beast. It's a Beast, the Fire Dog. But I would run this one also because the effect is really good. Because 3 or more is easy with my deck because I run some mill cards, so it would be easy to get them in the graveyard, and it's just remove 1 from your opponent's graveyard. I mean, it's kind of good because like Dragunities, they graveyard based, and X-Sabers, and yeah, there are lots of decks that are based on the graveyards, so it's really good. Also frogs and yeah, and plants. This one I would only run 2 because the others are still staples. So, and Deity, I don't know how to pronounce the name, Ancient Flamel Deity, he is able to take up with Rekindling with 25 and 200 defense, so you can take him up with Rekindling, really good. He needs 1 Fire Tuner and 1 or more non-tuner Pyro monster types. So basically you use Fire Dog, attack, search for Shaman or something. No, yeah, and then stall or use Rekindling or anything to take the Magician up and synchro like that. It's a bit rarely that you will use this, but it is able also if you just mill them like Magician and the Shaman, because the Shaman is the Pyro type monster. You will use Rekindling, and you can synchro summon to this one. He's okay attack points, goes over Bryonic, and when he's synchro summoned, you can remove from play. You have to remove from play cards in your opponent's graveyard up to the number of cards in his hand. And it gains 200 attack for each card removed by this effect. So basically, all decks like X-Sabers, when they take up for Dark Soul, they'll have like 4 cards in. Yeah, let's say he has 4 cards in his hand. When he ends his turn, then you synchro summon this one, and you remove 4 cards from his graveyard, like 3 Dark Souls and the Fulham Knight. You can check them up on Yu-Gi-Oh! Wikia if you don't know what they do. You probably should. And this one gains 800 attack. I mean, just if you only remove 1, if he only has 1 card in his hand, you can still remove 1 card in his graveyard. It could be a Dandelion in a plant synchro deck. And this one gains 200 more attack for each card removed by this effect. So you could basically get up to a really high amount of like 1200 plus. So it could be like 3700 if he has 6 cards in his hand. He is really good. I would definitely run 1 or 2 of these guys. Yeah, that's it for the Flamwells. As I said, they're really cheap. 0.9. That's $1 for each. It's good. Check out my video and comment down there, and subscribe and click like. Thank you for watching.